Wicked. Nice. Okay. Good job,
Got there.
us.
That was probably super fucking loud because that was a loud high five.
And it's not even 2 p.m., which means we
can still do the after show.
Exactly.
It's time for the after party. Woo!
Good job, everybody. Got it in one.
I mean, in a way, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, even though we had to start over.
Yeah, I've never corped so hard during a checkpoint story before, but it's like,
Once,
I don't care.
Once
Really
we
hard
stopped
on
messing
yourself
up,
there.
we totally
Like,
did it in one.
when we were like looking at the things, like, oh my god, I can't believe I wrote that. I was like,
It's
really?
so-
I can?
it's so mean and dismissive of a thing that other people enjoy.
Yeah.
I try to be more positive about it, but I just don't care about Fortnite.
So, Paul, if you close the viewer on the thing, maybe we can get the chat monitor working on there instead.
Yeah.
It's my hope.
Well, Paul's working on that. That's a little clarification, because a couple of people were like, who? Tame Impala? What? So Tame Impala are an Australian rock band, although like band is kind of a weird misnomer, because it's actually mostly like one dude, and he just hires other musicians.
Oh, yeah, kind of like Collective Soul was, I think.
Yeah. There's some bands like that, but Tame, anyhow, Kevin Parker.
Okay.
And he has been producing, he's been putting out albums for a while. I've always sort of liked Tame Impala, but like after Currents came out, I realized I liked them a lot more than I thought I did.
Right.
Because I was like, sort of like, I listened to it, I was like, that was nice. And then I realized like 6 months later that I knew all the words. And I went back and listened to their other albums, and I also like had really internalized them, but subtly. And I think everybody came to that conclusion at once. And I think, and he hasn't put out an album in like 4 years. And everybody in that 4 years has realized that they've actually fucking loved Tame Impala. And so now, Tame Impala are, I would say, arguably the biggest rock band in the world right now. They're headlining Coachella, Lollapalooza, and Glastonbury this year.
And it just took 4 years of like a slow burn to
Yeah,
kind
it's
of...
been, like, he's been putting albums out since 2010
Damn.
that have never, like, always been well appreciated, always been enjoyed by people. No one's ever said they're bad,
right.
But people are just like almost sort of took him for granted or something. And I like, my joke is that I think that I have to re-listen to Tame Impala now. Yeah, they're very good. I really, really like them. The joke is that my joke is that they changed something in the Matrix, and like the side effect was that everybody loves Tame Impala now.
That's super
And they're
cool.
like, not worth fixing. It's a weird bug, but it's not harmful.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's super neat.
But I think I've been joking that even Tame Impala looks slightly bewildered to be like hosting Saturday Night, like being the musical guest on Saturday Night Live and stuff, because like.
To be fair, all their promo stuff, they just look kind of. I think that might be just how they look.
They're just kind of like, you want to take our picture for a thing?
Yeah.
All right.
I literally never heard of them, but good for them, I guess. Yeah. Like they're good. They're good. Oh, I don't need to look at this anymore. We have the chat.
We have the chat
Hooray!
monitor.
Let's put this away.
Works as expected. I'm really happy about this.
I'm gonna get my phone out of here.
We spent a little bit of time trying to make this work, so now I can read Red Shoes Jeff saying hi, I can read the Warbo saying at us, TXC2 saying hello, like I'm seeing you guys in real time like you were on
We
the
don't have to
iPad.
look at our phones. It's so nice.
Yeah, we can just
Hey
stare at you.
everybody.
Hotter mic.
Sorry,
Oh,
I was rubbing on my thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sound level.
Indies? No, it says Indies.
That's your subtle Nintendo shirt.
Yeah.
This is my not so subtle T-shirt. I like this T-shirt though.
Yeah.
Like it's good. It matches the CheckPoint colors because it's the orange, right?
Yeah.
Except CheckPoint is red, but
But there's orange in these lights.
Because of the transition between red and yellow, they have to move through orange to get to one from the other. So yeah, that's why I keep seeing orange show up.
Yeah, I feel like I have to really like something before I'm going to put its logo onto my body.
That's fair.
I mean,
King Zycor and the Warboar T-shirt when though?
yeah, I feel like the King Gizzard is like a safe one in terms of like you have to really like it. Like I think we've established that is high on your list of.
Is there a room mic that may have been made live? No.
There are no room mics in this room.
Yeah, that is physically impossible.
I mean, there's the mic that I'm wearing.
Yeah, there's also the SM58, but you're not sitting in front of it, so you should not be having any sort of effect.
Did it make it sound lots of room hum suddenly came through?
It's louder and hummier. Well, some sort of air conditioning unit hopped on.
It's weird.
Maybe
you mute
my
your mic, what
Oh, my
happens?
mic is a little louder than the other one.
Oh, I see.
After the recording, K and Beige went louder.
Excuse me.
After the recording, we became louder?
That didn't happen. What? No?
That's very weird.
Oh, it might be again because I might. So, is that any different?
There's a buzz.
got it. That's good. I thought we went to room mic as well.
Oh, strange.
Sorry.
Excuse me. There is no room mic in this room.
There's no room mic. My mic was just adjusted a little bit differently.
Yeah, the whole Cam joke doesn't work as well because for years we were mispronouncing his last name. It's actually Lauder.
Yeah. Not Lauder.
I like how Cam let that go on for years because nobody corrected him.
Yeah.
Or he never corrected us. He was just like, okay.
He's probably heard it lots. I mean, I'm very sensitive to having people F up my name because I've had it happen for years. And that's also why when people come up and introduce themselves and I say your name again, it's like, oh, you can say whatever you want. I'm like, no, I can't. I have to say it the way that you say your name because
otherwise they'll learn it wrong.
Yeah, and it's important because it's your name and the way you pronounce your name. Like this whole thing, like when Shivam brought up that it should be Chandra.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, well, I want to say it that way now because if that's how it should be. But it's like his thing is like that ship has sailed. It's Chandra. We all say it that way. That's fine.
And also the way that cards are pronounced from WotC doesn't like they have pronunciation guides that don't necessarily correspond to what you would normally.
Yeah.
Like ether and aether.
Aether, yeah.
Except it's not. It's apparently in the world of magic pronounced ether.
Yeah.
I don't know why you have an AE in it then.
Oh, that was so confusing. I was like, I see the letters and I want to pronounce them. As a Canadian, that's basically what we do. We pronounce everything.
Aether. I want to say the what do they call it? The ligature, the AE part, but Fuji and Fugi.
Yeah.
Because
I just started saying Chris.
That's good.
I was like,
for a long time, I didn't actually know what his name was.
Yeah, me neither. I did Fugi for a while, and then he was like, oh, I came from me being Fuji Man, but I used the G instead, and I was like, oh, well then I'm gonna call you Fuji because that's, or Fuge or whatever.
It's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about stories. For instance, one of the stories is that it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Instead of Monday.
Yeah, we changed our streaming schedule around for a variety of reasons.
And I think after thinking about it, like, obviously the changing the schedule takes some getting used to, but after thinking about it, it actually makes sense.
It's a better day.
Because on Monday, of course, the 2 days before Monday,
there's no news.
There's very little in terms of news.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will actually work better.
Yeah, honestly, like I feel like, because like you said, there's no news on a Saturday and Sunday frequently. And midweek gives the publications time to spin up. And like I feel like we'll get to our news a little faster. Yep. Right? Because I would have covered all of this stuff, but instead of it being like last week, it's like this happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
Because I usually say last week this happened, but now I just said this happened. And yes, I am from New Zealand.
All right, and so the Apex Legends thing. I mean, in some ways, it's a little bit of a, I guess, a non-story in the sense that they fixed it.
Yeah.
And part of the story is that people were actually kind of fine about it.
Which is the remarkable part.
I mean, obviously people were like honked off, like people were cranky and stuff, but Respawn was very like,
oops.
Shit, I'm so sorry. We're getting everything, and they're like, we're gonna make sure that you're not fucked, and they unfucked people, and people were like, yay, thanks.
Yeah.
According to the Reddit post I checked, where people were like, good job.
Yeah.
Like people were like I'm sure there was angry people who are like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But there are always angry people who are like that.
It's what happened is, probably what happened is it was like, oh, we're having some problems with some people's accounts getting rolled back, and they're like, oh, that sucks. Oh, well, we'll figure it out later. Also, they're being refunded all their purchases. Oh shit, we got to get on this right away, everybody. Yeah. Shut the servers down. Let's solve this problem right now.
Yeah. Excuse me.
And then the continuing saga of the weight of bobby pins in Fallout. I think I remember talking about this in like a post-show thing, like a month or two ago. Apparently, this has been like a continuing problem.
Yeah, like I did this summary of what's happened, but the fact is this has been going on for quite some time, and I'm pretty sure the story gives the false impression that the most recent thing to happen was this player mailed in this box of bobby pins. But that's based on a story that Todd told. So that could have probably happened like after that happened the first time.
Yeah, I think this was like at PAX or at one of these conventions where they're just telling stories. But just, I love the idea of setting the thing of bobby pins, just weigh this.
Yeah.
It's like slightly intimidating.
Seems threatening, but...
Slightly threatening. You know, don't just send bobby pins to random people.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
But then being like, weigh these, and it's like, or what? I
mean,
guess.
if you sent them a box of bobby pins, wouldn't it have been like printed on the box?
I would assume so. Like
10,000 bobby pins, net weight 3 pounds or something.
Yeah. Send a giant thing of bobby pins.
Yes, little bobby pins. The Fortnite thing. That's interesting, of course, because the Fortnite thing with the aspect ratio. It's funny because, of course, 3x4 or 4x3 is like old school CRT aspect ratio.
Yeah, and it makes the game look bad.
Yeah, it makes it all squinched.
Yeah, to squish it up like that.
I would assume it makes it harder to aim too, because now you don't have as much.
Well, no, that's you have that. So part of the reason is that it makes you able to see higher.
Sure.
Theoretically, some people think that there's a sort of not a rumor, but there's the idea is that by stretching it out, that also increases like the hitbox of the people. Like it makes it easier to hit people.
Okay.
Apparently that is not actually how it works.
Right.
No.
Because of how Fortnite does the point of view, it doesn't actually make the hitboxes on people any bigger. But it does make it so you can see higher and stuff.
Because I would assume that, yeah, if you took it from 16:9 and you squished it down to 4:3, then everything gets thinner and the hitbox would get smaller.
Yeah.
Is what I would assume. But
no, because it's 4:3, but it's on a widescreen monitor, so it's actually stretched. It's not like it's squished.
Oh, they're talking about taking putting it at 4:3, but then stretching it out to widescreen.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, what it does though is it does give you more visual height.
Yeah.
And because competitive Fortnite battles tend to be like a build-up kind of scenario to get eyes on people and like get out of the way, that little extra sliver of vertical height can be very very beneficial. And people are like, all the pros like Ninja and like some other like very famous rich people who make a lot of money, so are just like, oh, this is like ridiculous that they would do this like 10 days before the tournament. We've all been practicing using this, and it's like, yeah, this tournament where you're giving away $500,000 that tons of people will be watching a game that looks like garbage if you play it like this. I can't imagine why they would have done that.
Like the main objection, the objection. I think the objection of doing it 10 days before the tournament is fair.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a shitty way to organize. Like that's a failure in organization, and I think that's a reasonable thing to get mad about.
Yeah.
Considering how much time these guys put in practicing,
playing in a certain way, and then finding out like
changing anything about your setup that close to a major tournament. Because of a rules change is that's kind of bullshit. As opposed to like changing it, often they'll change rules like between seasons and stuff for stuff like that. But changing it right before the show is kind of. But anyway, and then the Rainbow Six.
Go cry into your money. Wow, I'm very like.
Do you think? Oh yeah. Professional athletes make a lot of money.
Yeah.
If they changed something about any sport 10 days before the thing.
No more touchdowns.
Yeah. They're like, field goals now get you 30 points.
Yeah. but
10 days before the
uprates are very tiny now.
Like they're like, oh, professional athletes crying into your money.
Well, a lot of people are just like, it's unfortunate that like Ryan Online says. On the other hand, it's preventing cheating shouldn't be limited by convenience. I don't think this is a cheat. I think this is an unintended exploit that gives some people a minor but significant advantage over other people, and has basically forced everybody to adapt the strategy. And the game looks bad when you do that. And at a time where you're going to get lots of eyes on the game,
you don't want to have that be happening.
But the point is that this has been happening for like months and months and months and months.
But
they could have.
Yeah.
They could have talked about it. They could have set it up earlier. and
Yeah.
not 10 days before the big tournament.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But like this is like the warm up for their big like we're giving away $3 million thing.
Yeah.
So
so the Rainbow Six silly,
shooting is magic.
Oh, it's so
yeah,
good.
which as people mentioned in the chat, does have a reminiscent to the like Meet the Pyro thing of just being like, no, you're not killing people, you're just spreading sprinkles and stars and confetti around. It's all fun and happy.
We were talking about that earlier, in fact, yeah. The takeaway from it, I think, is that Ubisoft not only made an April Fool's joke, they made one you could play, and they didn't just say you can only play it on the one day. They said, we're going to let you play it for a week because we put all this work into it. And that's what I love, is that it's like, if you're going to make a thing that's funny or goofy, like when like ThinkGeek would do like, oh, we're making a Tauntaun sleeping bag, and people are like, this is awesome. We're like, well, now we're going to actually have to make it. Yeah. And I'm like, that's what I want, is like, if you're going to bring out something silly or stupid, it's like,
yeah, like if they had
do
just
that.
and people do that all the time. Like if Rainbow Six has just been like, hey, we're gonna make this new mode, and like photoshopped a bunch of pictures up.
yeah,
That's like, okay, fine, whatever.
whatever.
But the fact that they actually made it and you can play it until the 8th of April,
That's so cute.
and it's
Yeah.
super fun apparently, and like people are saying like, I wish they would do this on like other
maps.
like open up to more maps.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe this is going to open up Rainbow Six to more like goofy themed maps, like a Christmas map and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
people
they
like it.
apparently they did like a zombie theme one as already.
The person who wrote the article in Kotaku, who was very excited about this, was like, why not take the theme park, and instead of making it like a rundown theme park, make it like an open operating theme park, make it bright and also, and then add robots. And I was like, oh, okay, add robots, I
Well,
guess.
like,
But,
then you have
I mean, of
robots
course, then
shooting
basically
people.
you at a certain point you end up with like Fortnite again.
yeah, well, exactly.
I feel like I made a joke about checkpoint bingo cards. I think that we should make a checkpoint bingo card.
I mean, there
You don't win anything.
Yeah.
there have been, I believe there have been checkpoint bingo things passed
yeah.
around at certain times.
Okay. Oh my God, trope bingo cards.
Oh,
Yeah, I know for Let's Nope, I think they used to do, or Watch and Play or something. There were trope bingo things at one point.
That's
just
very
mention it
cool.
in chat. We'll do the rest. Yeah, I feel like if you do it, if you get a thing, if you actually get your bingo card filled out in one episode of Checkpoint,
Yeah.
send it in to us through mail time.
Yeah.
And we'll start a collection.
Yeah. Make it a postcard or something like that.
Problem
If you-
is, we have no way to tell whether they'd made the bingo card after the episode.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh no, like I think we
It's
make
got to
the
be
ma-
like an official bingo card.
I think we got to make an official bingo card with like a variety of like different shapes and stuff, like distributions for the like 8 versions or something, and then just make it available online. And then you have to like fill out the week that it was.
This definitely
And your
seems like not a lot
username.
of work at all.
Hold on, and then you mail it to us in a self-addressed stamped envelope,
Yeah. And enclose $15, and you will get a checkpoint mug.
shipped to you by the warehouse, not by us directly.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And
we're
we'll put it in the self-addressed stamped envelope.
yeah, we'll
Why-
we'll put your mug in your envelope, and
First, we'll crush it up into tiny pieces to make it easier to ship.
so that's why I'm only charging $15.
Have some dust.
Mugs are
This is-
$12 on the website.
It's
That's
entirely
charging you more.
possible that this is not well thought out.
Yeah. Enclose $25 for a checkpoint mug.
And then the EVE Online player who visited every single star system in the game.
Isn't that a cool
I
mission?
was so like.
They did it like 95% by themselves, but the last like 600, because they have the normal star systems and the ones that are only accessed through wormhole space. So you sort of warp in and you don't know where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
Right? So it's very random whether or not you'll find a star system you haven't visited before. And they were getting down to like the last 600 systems, and they were having a lot of trouble finding them. So there is a faction, of course, in EVE that is just a faction that goes around leaving like rescue packages in the wormhole space in case you get stuck there and you don't have any probes to get
Yeah.
out. Because you don't have probes to get out, you can't find an exit. So they just sort of seed wormhole space with like emergency rescue packages essentially, and
Such a
that's what
cool
this
idea.
faction does. and they talked to like 3 people in the faction, not even the entire faction, because there's so much skullduggery and spying going on in Eve, and they knew if they told people that weren't their like very closest, directest friends in the game, they would probably be killed.
Yeah.
And this person was very, and this person was felt it strongly that they shouldn't, that they wanted to do it all as sort of one character.
Yeah. They don't want to just open it up to everyone will take pictures. It's like this one person needs to do it.
And they also, but they didn't die over the course of any of like the
10 years without dying in Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I love about that too is that
Signal Cartel.
Is that they used an AI. I thought this is so good. They have this like AI program, this bot that would track. They exploited the bot in a way to be like that only they knew about, and was like when somebody goes to a system, they find a way to a system that we haven't mapped yet. The Allison, the AI, will record that and alert us that this has happened. So, and nobody knew that it was doing that. And I love that it's like we had to backdoor this bot to just let us know
so
this
presumably the people who he did tell within the Signal Cartel thing were the people who were running this bot.
Well, the person's actually, because they're so worried about having their player killed in Eve, they're only going by their pseudonym, so we shouldn't. So that's why I was referring to them as a they.
Yeah, or they.
Well, because it's a female avatar and username, but you don't know, so it's
true.
a they.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I think they messed it up in the article. But they switched back and forth in the article a little bit. Anyway. So anyway, it's super cool that and they sort of did it by this slightly this kind of underhanded methodology by backdooring this bot that people were using for just general exploration stuff. That it was actually theoretically, this capability that they backdoored into this bot could be used for all sorts of nefarious purposes.
Yeah.
But what they did use it for is just
pretty benign.
Yeah, just for finding this last couple places.
The thing is, the wormhole space. Sorry to cut you off. The wormhole space shifts around all the time.
Yeah, every 24 hours.
So every time they got one of these pings, they had to be like, "All right, let's go." And sometimes it was like 6 jumps to like random wormhole space to find one of these systems. It was very cool, very stressful, very exciting.
Yeah, and go read the article.
Yeah, it's great.
Which I believe is on Polygon, because the triumph moment is also really nice too, and it's just kind of reinforced to me that it's like I love reading stories about Eve, and I don't know if I'd ever want to play it, but man, reading stories about Eve is so entertaining.
All right, so other stories. If you Rage 2. Which is going to be coming out soon, and it's got a whole different style from the original Rage and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And in keeping with its ridiculous style, I think they announced this on April. This is another one of these they announced it on April 1st, but it's actually a true thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Is you can type in a code and the announcer from NBA Jam will. Announce your
give you play-by-play.
Give you play-by-play of oh, he's on fire.
Yeah.
Except the guy's actually on fire because you shot him with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I wanted to do this as a story.
Shakalaka.
I just couldn't I couldn't find the hook that made it ridiculous past being ridiculous.
Well, I mean, sometimes things are just silly, and there's no way to make a joke out of it. It's just I'm explaining a silly thing to you.
The cheat code, because I mean, NBA Jam was really well known for cheat codes. You have to input them during the game or before the game, as the game is about to begin. And the fact they call it a cheat code is one thing, but what it actually is a pre-order bonus. So if you're pre-ordering it in for however you're supposed to get it, that's how you get it. So it's not actually, I don't think, a code that everyone can just share on the internet or at their local arcades or whatever to make happen for Rage 2. It's that kind of thing's been taken out of it. It's just, you'll get this if you pre-order the game.
I like in the notes for this, where Bij and I were talking about this, it's what jokes do we make with this? And what are they going to add? A big head mode?
Yeah.
And we're just wait, no, they would actually, that there's no they could totally do that.
Yeah.
It would be in keeping with the game.
I learned so much about all the stuff you could get in NBA Jam, though. You get Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff and Carlton. All 3 of them were playable avatars in the game.
Wow.
In the arcade version, 3 of the cheerleaders or two of the cheerleaders and another woman were actually in the game as well.
Oh, cool.
But they did not want their codes released, so people had to like look at the game after the fact, like once they got, and it was only the arcade version, so you could play as the cheerleaders, but you could only do that if you had access to the arcade ROM and could actually like pound the ROM to figure out what the code is. It was
Whoa,
like, oh my God,
so cool.
Yeah.
We're coming up on the hour, so let's blast through some of our other stories.
I don't know. Adam might have something about this, but so there's a Smash Brothers Melee match that happened where apparently this is a thing that it was just sort of the way the characters, the matchup worked out. It was Jigglypuff versus Ice Climbers, which is apparently known as a bad matchup.
Yeah.
And they both were very expert at playing their various things, but unfortunately the way you play Jigglypuff when you're playing against Ice Climbers is a very defensive move. You basically stay out of their way the entire time, because Ice Climbers is a very close range thing and Jigglypuff can float.
Exactly.
And so what ended up happening is the guy was like floating around and staying away.
Jigglypuff was up by 1.
Yeah.
So he was winning.
And so Jigglypuff was up by 1. He was staying away and floating away and floating away. And the guy who was playing Ice Climbers was getting more and more pissed off.
Yeah.
This was the 5th match.
Yeah.
Because he at a certain point he just stopped.
Yeah.
He just sat there and stopped playing. And the guy who played Jigglypuff was on the there's a time limit, but it's fairly high. And the guy who played Jigglypuff was ahead and knew that if he got close, he could just get hit. So he also didn't. So he also stopped, and you had like 5 minutes of this extremely high-level Smash tournament.
A finals.
The finals with both players just not doing anything, and the announcers being like, "We're so sorry. We have other good matches coming up next. Please trust us."
The audience was booing. Other players who were in the audience were booing and like flipping them off. Like the commentators actually booed at one point.
Yeah,
they were so upset.
That's like poor.
And then at a certain point, the person who was playing Ice Climbers just got up and left.
Yeah.
And then the guy who played Jigglypuff won over and whacked him, and he died.
Got up, unplugged his controller, and walked away from the match.
So Jigglypuff won the match.
Yeah.
And he won. That player won. And, obviously people are kind of pissed off about the whole thing. But he it wasn't like a DQ or something. Like he did win.
What's funny is that the idea is that and there's like a split right now. Traditional fighting game enthusiasts are like, that's awesome for Jigglypuff because he played the character the way the character is supposed to be played, right? And Melee,
Jigglypuff.
right? It's like Melee enthusiasts are mad because they're like, that's not fun because Melee is best when you're interacting and actually fighting and doing whatever, and you have to play the game the way I think you need to play the game as opposed to playing the game to win the way the game is designed. And the guy who lost, who was playing Ice Climbers, had been banned from doing a specific technique known as wobbling, which is very powerful. And they had said Ice Climbers players are not allowed to wobble in the tournament. And so he made a custom T-shirt that was like #FreeFo, because his name is Fo Hebrew. And it's just like, he got really bent out of shape about this, which is fine. I mean, you be angry about that kind of thing. But then he's also mad that somebody else is using a technique. He's like, well, wait, I should be able to use all the techniques I want, but I'm mad that this guy's using a technique that keeps him from getting hit. And so there's been lots of like call-outs of like, well, that's hypocrisy, and that's this and this. It's incredibly complicated, and I kind of don't care.
Yeah, I don't have enough skin in the game. What else didn't we talk about?
The other one, there was a big story, and it's hard to sort of cover it completely, but there was this whole big article came out about Anthem.
Oh yeah.
That's
not the appropriate subject for this kind of show.
Yeah, the BioWare there was some interviews with a bunch of BioWare employees and all this kind of stuff that Anthem, it has been having some trouble as a game, and it becomes clear why. That apparently it went through all sorts of weird. There was a lot of weird change, like the sort of higher up playing the game and being like, this isn't what I wanted. I want this game.
Oh.
And then they're like, what? Oh, okay, I guess we'll try to do that. And he's like, yeah, this is great. And it's like, okay, I guess we're doing a different game now.
Huh. I
Yeah.
had actually read the thing because I saw it was a long thing. And I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't
this
think I'm
is,
gonna talk about it.
there's a quite in-depth article in Kotaku. And because of this like weird like last minute change, there are some really bad practices in terms of overworking and all this kind of stuff that obviously has been a big issue in the game industry in the last little while.
Yeah.
So I encourage you to read it, but it's not.
Grist for CheckPoint.
No.
Well, yeah. It's sort of
I like to
complicated.
think that, in our like jokey game news, we're like, hey, Fortnite's changed the rules for streams, not look at this human misery, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, that is actually to be clear. This isn't when I say the higher ups. It's not actually EA.
It's higher ups in BioWare.
Yeah, EA. The EA could be at fault in the sense that they put a they had like shipping sort of when they wanted the game to ship.
Yeah.
But from what it sounds like, BioWare was definitely responsible for a lot of this stuff.
This is really tangential, or maybe it's not really tangential. Does BioWare still have multiple studios?
I don't know.
Okay.
they had a Montreal studio and an Austin studio for a while. I don't know if they still do.
The Edmonton studio which is the primary studio, which is where friends of mine work, and so that's the thing that I'm always kind of curious about, is whether or not the Anthem came out of the Edmonton studio and what the hell might have happened there. But yeah. Oh, Montreal got shut down after Andromeda. Oh, geez. Then did it come from this is the Edmonton studio? Oh, Jesus.
And yeah.
Okay.
And then finally, Nintendo a few years ago had the Year of Luigi.
Yes.
Because they were like, hey, let's give Luigi a thing. And then
Is it the year of Waluigi?
No,
damn.
But you know what?
I don't care anymore. You can stop talking.
Bethesda and ID Software thought they would get in on this.
Yeah.
So
Is
that
it their
means
year of Waluigi?
that means 2019 is going to be the Year of Doom. Wait,
hang on.
has anybody actually checked that?
Does anyone say that out loud?
Has anybody checked that out loud?
It's like, well, it's official, everybody. 2019 is the year of doom.
We already knew that. Have you read the news? Stop.
Yeah. So I just it was mostly just the Year of Doom, which was it's this thing. It's like a funny announcement.
Yeah.
And then like you read the thing, and they didn't seem to have any
cognizance
that what they're saying is that it's the year like that's literally like a supervillain move.
Yeah.
Prepare for the Legion of Doom. It's like, yes, your game is called Doom, but maybe don't call the christen the Year of Doom.
Yeah. Holy crap.
When does climate change start getting really bad? I mean, probably this year. It's the year.
Yeah.
We're already in the timeline of doom. Stop that.
I read a great thing on how Miami is just flooding all the time.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. But Bethesda and ID, if at some point, we get some serious climate change problems, please do not christen the Year of Quake. That's that would also be real bad too. Look, we didn't name your games, but so that's not our fault. But maybe you guys could work on that.
God, yeah. The last thing anybody in the Pacific Northwest wants to hear about is the Year of Quake, because that's going to be real serious.
The Year of Fallout. Yeah, it's just bad. Yeah.
How about the year of Daisy?
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's nice.
Year of Daisy is really nice.
The Year of Pretty Flowers. All right, let's welcome some subscribers.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be time for
Magic.
LRMTG.
Yeah, we got to get through quickly. It's 1:58.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us at our brand new time. But in particular, thank you to Tuxbeege. McDonald's.
Thanks, W. Livy. Appreciate that.
And also
Blue Mechanic, who's been here 58 months, so close to your 5 years.
And also Nova Tiemp2, who's been here for 7 months. Thank you very much.
And Magic Seeker 1 for 8 months.
And Golden Loki for 7 months. Welcome back.
Oh boy, and Ogier 300, who's been here for 43 months. Thank you.
And Peachy Prieto for 29 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Ojovanowski 2 for 7 months. Please don't make a sub train. We got to get out the stream.
I mean, it'll just continue on into
Sir
LRMDG.
Lai 72, 4 months. Woo!
Nyrin?
That's probably better. Nyrin.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you don't pronounce the G. For 8 months. Gnyrin.
Kai 7891 for 25
I
months.
thought that was Chi.
Me too, but I like Kai.
Did you talk to this person?
No, I did not.
Okay. Like, did you beat them at PAX East?
Nope.
Cusick, 33 months.
The other Trevor. No, not that one. For 30 months.
Cad Newsnix 42 was a gift from Masta2505. Welcome and thank you.
Oh boy, it's Lathos Tyron, 63 big months. Thank you so much for all of those subs. And one more. Delta V.
One more that stuck in there after we were
I
already
can
over.
see it on the chat. It's
Yes.
Delta V. Thank you, Delta V.
Delta V, thank you. And thank you, everybody. No bits.
No bits.
No bits.
That's okay.
No bits.
No bits.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and joining us and at our new time. And this is going to be the time going forward. Please, if you're confused about the schedule still, that's totally cool.
Masta2505 is cheered with 250 bits, and W. Olivia is cheered with 100 bits.
Not
Thank
like
you.
I was trying to call that out. But yeah.
Now we can. So if you're confused about the schedule, no worries. LoadingReadyRun.com/live or the events page right there is going to have all the latest schedule stuff, and hopefully you will get used to the new schedule. And so far, we're super happy with how it's turned out. So thanks everybody, and yeah, we're going to go offline, but pretty much immediately it's going to be LRMTG.
Woo!
See you later.
Bye.